Is being recorded. Okay, give me 1 second. Once it starts, I can just continue talking. Um, yeah, I see some video cameras opening. So good to see faces.
Mhm.
Really. Um, yeah, so I'm Cynthia Padala, so I go by Sid. And we have Cynthia Dorsey Edwards, and we also have Paddy Sharma. We are a few of the three co-founders that started this group, Women of Impact. And we have a mission and we have a strategy, what we want to do. Basically, we want to empower other women in all over the world. And so that's the mission, but we also have defined it, it down, which areas we want to focus on. So Cynthia Edwards probably later briefly will explain on that. But for now, Padala. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised in India. Came here 2 decades ago, and I'm an IT director by profession. Work for Verizon, and I also have two nonprofits, and I have a export-import company back in India. We should start that in USA too pretty soon, God willing. But yeah. And I'm a proud Rotarian, and I'm really glad to be here talking to you all. Yep, Cynthia Edwards, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yes,
Good
Sid.
morning. I am Cynthia Dorsey Edwards. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Stone Mountain here in Georgia. I've been in since since 2009. And my background is, well, I'm from Texas originally. I lived in St. Louis, well, Dallas, St. Louis, and Chicago for about 11 years. I've been here almost 30 years. Married with three children, and six grandchildren. Two of the oldest just wore me out yesterday at a spa day. They're going back to college. Um, I've I've been president of our Rotary Club twice. I've been chair of our DeKalb Rotary Council, which is 8 Rotary clubs in our area. I currently serve as an assistant governor. It's a 3-year assignment. And in 2026, I've been selected to be our district governor. We have three,
Whoa.
three district governors in Georgia. And so I'll be the second Black person. We just had our first Black female, in fact, district governor just finished in June. So in 2026, God willing, I will serve in that capacity. My background is having worked with AT&T, Southwestern Bell, Illinois Bell in sales and marketing with major accounts. And then when I married and came here, I started working at a college, so a technical college, and I worked as a director of career services, helping the students with resumes, getting jobs, basically, interviewing skills. And then I got promoted to vice president. Served there from let's see, I forgot. Oh, 2009. That's when I got promoted to vice president. That's when I started with Rotary. So I served as vice president of marketing for the college, fundraising for the foundation, and VP of economic development, as well as VP of community outreach and engagement. I retired in 2018, and I also have a consulting business on the side. My husband and I do some of that. I don't do much. I mostly do Rotary. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, so we have a leadership treat, as I said, this weekend, and also a member of National Council of Negro Women.
Wow.
So those things keep me busy. Glad to meet with you guys and get to know you.
Wow.
Yep, yep.
Lovely
Patty,
Um,
meeting you too.
thank you. I think Patty walked away, or is she?
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there she
All
is.
right, Patty.
Patty, quickly, you want to introduce yourself? Oh, she was trying to unmute, and then think she got disconnected.
Got
But
Oops.
we
disconnected.
can, yeah. Flavia, do you want to go ahead, please, so we
Okay,
can?
I'll introduce myself. You have such beautiful backgrounds. I'll try to make mine smaller. Not that
No,
it's big, but anyway,
mine
Flavia.
is
Flavia Serugo is my name. Serugo is my husband's name. Born and raised in Uganda and live here as well. I've been in Rotary for over, I think, 12 years. This is my 12th year. But I've been privileged to serve as president, as I was the second president in my club, female president. And I've served as assistant governor. I've served also as district executive secretary, and I'm still serving in different capacities on the district conference, international country committee, and also Empowering Girl Child Initiative, that initiative which was started by President Sheikh Ameta. I'm an ambassador there. I also co-founded this Rotary Fellowship for Empowering Women, together with the first district governor we had, Rossetti Nabumba. And that's why we came up with this fellowship, because it was a celebration in Uganda to have our first governor, female governor, after 60 years. So that was a highlight for us. And that's why we came up with this fellowship to elevate, women, and also to highlight our leadership role in Rotary. I also founded in my club an event which also celebrates women. Again, it was based on that background, I think. By then, we had a few women in leadership positions. This year, we're marking 10 years. And I'm back as the chair for this great event to celebrate women. And I extend an invitation to all of you to be part of this celebration. It's going to be big, but you're going to show impact. And I'm glad to have connected with really Rotary Women of Impact. Currently in the fellowship, I serve as an advisor, and I served as on the board before, but now I serve as an advisor to see it, because now it's in its third year. I am employed as a consultant currently. My background is in marketing. I do really market many things, but I have a passion for software and IT products. And that is what I do mostly. Specifically in the health sector, I do marketing of health technologies. That's what I do. I love reading. I love meeting people. I love advocating for women and girls. I love cooking. I love traveling. So I'm sure that one of these days we shall meet. Yeah, basically that is about me. And I'm married, of course, with children. My daughter is in Canada. My son is still in university at Arizona State University.
Awesome.
in
Great to
Arizona,
know.
in the United States, Arizona.
Yes, but now we're doing online Arizona ASU
Okay.
online. Sure.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, really empowered, right? So women, Flavia. Patty, please go ahead.
Do I have anything to say?
Oh my God.
Okay. um, my name is Patty Sharma. I have been in this country more than about 45 years, and then came from India. Came to study my doctoral degree and finished my PhD from Vanderbilt University, and then started working in the university as a professor for 15 years. Then moved with my husband's immigration business, and I'm still working with him. So I deal with the lot of international population. My husband joined 1982 Rotary. So from that time, I have been with him, and we have been traveling for every international conferences. And Rotary attracted me in the beginning as a traveling to different countries, but in the end, I understood all the global grant projects and also how good to eradicate polio, how much they were doing in India and other countries. So that attracted me. So I got very much attached to the polio eradication and started working. And then in 2009, I gathered about 32 people, and with Barry Smith, one of our district governor at the time, started a new club called Emery Druid's Club. And then and then me and my husband, we were all the founder trustees of that, members of that club. And then I was there until somewhere in 2017, and then I moved to different other clubs. Now we are settled in a place called Peachtree City, and I am a club member here, and I'm also involved in a global grant projects. I've been doing a lot of global projects and polio eradication. These are the two areas I have been concentrating. And from last year, I've been very much involved in the women's program, which um, was started with my two big supporters, Cynthia Padala and Miss Cynthia Edwards. They really, really became the two big captains of that. And they gave all the encouragement, and we could do that. We should bring all the women, taking women issues. So I'm very passionate about it. And then we are concentrating on that. And it's not only an issue in one part of United States, but it's all over the world. So we said that we should bring people from different parts of the world to be a part of it. So that's how we have been inviting from different continents, different countries, to know what their problem is and take it as a global issue, and then try to help each other and also bring it to the front to know what it is. And because in different countries, in different areas of the world, the problems are for women are different, and we haven't even known about it, and it is coming as a surprise sometimes. So we will know about it and go from there and try to help each other like a sisterhood. That's what we are trying to do. That's all about me. Nice meeting you all.
Powerful, powerful introduction, Patty. And then
So,
you definitely put all of our thoughts into few sentences and made it very clear. Thank you so much. So can we go ahead and ask Miss Rachel do sorry, Miss Rachel to speak next?
Rachel Ugowa, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, and good afternoon and morning to some of you. My name is Rachel Dungurubawa, and I happen to be a member of Rotary Roses. I have been a Rotarian since 2009, and I have served as a world-class president for the year 2015-2016. I also served at the district level for polio for the two terms, two districts, when it was still with Tanzania and when we separated, I still served as a polio officer. I've been effective in membership, though I haven't been effective in Rotary Roses, because by the time I became a membership director for Rotary Roses, I got so many other challenges. So I haven't really performed very well. But I've told people about Rotary Roses. And I can assure you that I enjoy working with ladies. In my country, on the local level, I was for 4 years women representative of my area, and I was trying to encourage women to love their homes and to make money from their homes. I'm a plant lover, so I definitely grow a lot of vegetables and flowers and fruits. And for that, I engage women to learn to improve the nutritional values of their home and even earn from their homes by selling and making their product usable, whatever they are doing. I am part of the Rotary Leadership Institute as a trainer, and I'm still serving in my club on the role of advisory, maybe. That's what I would say. I am a mother of 4 girls, but my home was full of children, so I had adopted like 7 other or 8, and yes, most of them got home, and my children also started getting home. So I have the 3 girls got married, and I have grandchildren. One of them is not yet married; he's still reading somewhere. But I enjoy the children, and I enjoy when the grandsons are here to water my plant. So the habits are going on. At least I'm teaching the young generation how to survive. And I met the other ladies, the older ladies who want to survive. We call ourselves the age to come to live into the blue zone. In Uganda, usually our death rate was supposed to be maybe 62 or 75. I don't know, somewhere like that. But I assure ladies that we are going to make it up to 100 by being healthy and eating well and doing our exercises. Definitely among the church members, and in that church we also handle both exercises, keeping fit, eating well, and teaching the ladies, the women. So that's what I'm doing for the moment. I also love animals. I used to have cows, so I could eat cheese and a lot of milk, but because of staying healthy, I had to cut off some of that. Otherwise, I'm happy to meet all of you here, and thank you for being part of Rotary Roses. Be blessed.
Nice to meet you.
Go ahead, Cynthia. Okay, so thank you so much, Rachel. It'll take me some time to say your last name, but we are getting there, and definitely inspiring story. Who do we have next? Miss Diana? If you are able to unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Diana Kagere. I'm a Rotarian from the Rotary Club of Sonde, born and raised in Uganda. I am a charter member, actually, of the Rotary Club of Sonde. It's a 3-year club. We formed during COVID. And I'm also on the executive of Rotary Fellowship Empowering Women, where I'm serving in the capacity of the Public Relations and Public Image Committee. I'm employed by the government of Uganda under the Ministry of Health, where I'm doing public health communication. My background is in media and development communication as well. I'm also a member of the Global Coalition for Feminists for Social Change, COFEM, and also part of the committees on the Uganda Feminist Forum. I'm passionate about empowering women and girls. It is my lifeline mostly. So when I joined Rotary, it was the first thing that I looked out for 3 years ago, and I was happy that I met a team that was led by Flavia Serugo, And yeah, we've been running the fellowship and as well as other women empowerment programs within Rotary, wherever they are. Currently in my club, I'm serving as the director for service projects. And part of my passion is to ensure that the club projects are inclusive. And also we have so many components of empowering women and girls to keep girls in school and ending menstrual poverty. I'm also a farmer. I farm for export market. I'm a mother and a wife. My husband is in Boston, Massachusetts. So yeah, that's all about me. Nice to meet everyone here. And I'm happy to connect with women who are in for women.
Thank you, Dana. We definitely should talk because I'm also, working on export import. So maybe there are some opportunities to connect there. I was also parallelly looking at the top news stories in Uganda that's happening, and I believe there was a landslide yesterday, right? And okay, oh no, okay, all right. So let's go ahead and ask Miss Kimberly. She just spoke. No, Kimberly, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Sidi. You said Sidi, right? Okay.
Sid.
My name is Kimberly Kasana. I'm from the Rotary Club of Kampala Maisha. I'm the charter president of Kampala Maisha. I joined Rotary in 2009, so I'm clocking on to 15 years. I'm part of the Rotary cadre of advisors, and I'm attached to economic empowerment. So a month ago, I was in Ethiopia for a project that is supporting families with children that are affected by diabetes type 1. And this club is supporting around 3,000 families. Most of these families, more than 60%, 70% are only mothers. The fathers are not there. And for Ethiopia, for you to be able to actually access a loan, you need what they call a marriage certificate, which includes a TIN number. So you get to learn a lot of what women go through, and you're humbled and want to help at whatever level you can. So yes, I'm part of the Rotary cadre. I'm also part of the Rotary Fellowship for Empowering Women, where I've been in charge of partnerships. And now I'm going to be the chairperson for 2024 to 2026. I'm part of the Rotary Leadership Institute. I facilitate their leadership training. This kind of falls into my line of work because my work is about improving governance and digital transformation for organizations. So that is what we do. And we're trying to see how best we can support Africa. I had a talk 2 weeks ago and in Kigali, Rwanda. And one of the things we realized is that from around $16 billion that was earmarked for Africa tech startups between 2016 and 2020, I'll get the figures right. Only 5% of that actually went to women startups. So it shows you the gap that we have. And at times it's taken for granted when people are like, oh, it's always women shouting and making noise. But when you think about it, I had a discussion with someone yesterday and I had to tell him because it was like, you're talking about inclusion and all this, but then you want to separate yourselves as women. So I told him, just think about it. We have so many countries at war, not just in Africa, worldwide. And the targeted people are usually men, young men, and actually men throughout. So all these men are killed, then they're left with single mothers, and there are so many. Now imagine your sister or your mother is one of those, and they're not able to earn a living because in your opinion, we shouldn't get support because of that bias. And then we also looked at, we discussed something about how we are going to manage the next evolution, which is AI, artificial intelligence, and the fact that artificial intelligence actually picks from what we feed it. So if it's fed with the bias of this gender is weaker than the other, where will we be in the next 50 years? So basically, that is part of the digital transformation that I do, and that's the part of work. Then my personal life, I have two daughters. One is 18 years, and another one is 3 years. So the one who's 18 is doing pre-med in Green River College, Seattle. So I'm praying that you can be able to meet some of you and pick some of your knowledge and grow. Yes, I think that's me in a nutshell. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. We definitely should hear more, Kimberly, from you so that we can create an impact together, maybe from our, this countries too, because we hear those stories from all over the world. And yeah, I think we should discuss further on that. But right now, let's continue with the introductions. But we will definitely come back, Kimberly, and talk further and have a greater discussion on that. I love what you said. Helen, do you think you can unmute yourself, please, and then introduce?
Yes. Hello. Hi, I'm Helen. I'm of the Rotary Club of Kampala Sese Islands in Kampala. I've been a member of Rotarian for so many years, maybe 10 plus. I'm a past president, and up to last year, I was the chair of the Sese Girls. Sese Girls is a grouping of women in the club who got together to basically improve ourselves as women, have fun, serve community, empower the girl child and ourselves. I'm a civil servant. I work in the Parliament of Uganda. Been working here for the last 15 or 16 years. And I'm passionate about communication. That's my career. That's my profession and classification. I'm also passionate about women empowerment and communicating for communities, for improving communities, the welfare of communities. And I basically a people person who loves networking. I'm not married yet, and basically love people and having fun, and I'm a Christian. I'm happy to be here. In the Rotary Fellowship for Empowering Women. I've been serving I began as a cohort, as a chair for consulates, and currently I'm an advisor for consulates and communication, and I've been retained as an assistant chairperson for consulates. Very happy to be here and privileged to meet ladies who are ladies of impact, who love Rotary and who love meeting each other. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So,
thank you.
Uganda consulate chairperson for? I think so, right? Okay.
In the Rotary Fellowship for Empowering Women, his clusters of 10 women or more in a different Rotary club. They make a consulate. Additionally, groups of women who are outside the country and would like to come together under a fellowship, refer to them as consulates. I believe that we'll get to know more about that in the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Diana, did she go? I think not. Diana? Oh, she already did, right? So I think it's Olga next.
Olga. Mm-hmm.
Sorry if
Hello.
I'm not spelling. Go
Hello,
ahead,
everyone.
Olga.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello. Hello, we can hear you.
So good afternoon or good morning to some of you. I don't know if there's a good evening here, but I'm sure it's good afternoon for most of us. You were not wrong. There was a slide, a kind of landslide. It wasn't a landslide, though. It was a garbage explosion. Our garbage dump site exploded. We found ourselves propelled in the media because of such mismanagement, I guess. Yeah, my name is Olga.
I'm sorry, was anybody hurt?
Yeah. We lost many lives.
Lost many lives?
26 people died, I think, and they're still looking for.
As per yesterday, we had 30.
Oh, I'm sorry to
wow.
hear.
But they're still retrieving.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Olga. Thank you for
Very interesting that I relocated from what I would call up country, and I live just within about 2 miles from about 2 from the site actually. But it's unfortunate. My names are Olga Mogerwa Nakato. I'm a Ugandan. I am also female, just in case some people are doubting. I have been an educator for over 20 years, but championing the rights of girls to education, championing the rights for women to lead, even within very patriarchal societies or organizations. And it's been tough. Currently, I'm a gender advisor. I have changed jobs. I'm a gender advisor with Care International, Uganda. And I'm enjoying myself. My role really is to ensure the involvement of women in our climate adaptation projects. It is very hard when the founders of the projects have their desires, especially looking at carbon sequestration. So usually they don't want to strengthen the gender or the women voice. They're usually looking at the profit area. So that's my task for now. I am a defender, an advocate, or anything to do with women and girls. Quickly ushered into this lifestyle when my uncle informed us after our father died that we have no stake over anything our father left. My father only had girls, so you can imagine what that meant. That is how I became a defender for women and girls. I love dogs. I think anything to do with dogs, I'm friendly with dogs. I love them around me. I think they calm someone's emotions down. They are friendly animals. I belong to Rotary Club, E-Club Global Uganda. I think it began in COVID. I've not been in Rotary for long, although I have been associated to Rotary for a long time, since Dr. Margaret Mungera, I think, introduced me to the environment. The late Dr. Margaret Mungera, and also Helen here on the call as well. I always joke that I'm affiliated to her club, but never joined it. I have been a youth chair in the club, Uganda Global, and in Rotary Roses for Women, I have been assistant membership director. I love people and I really love to network. For those who are said they're from India, I lived in India for nearly 2 years, and I loved the idli and the roti. And there's a vegetable that is served on weddings. I liked that vegetable a lot. I am currently working mostly up country, and what I'm enjoying is engaging with women at that bottom level tier and encouraging them to develop their agency, know who they are, love themselves, and be part of what is going on globally, really. We tend to leave a lot of women behind, and I believe we've left a lot of girls and women in my country behind. Business-wise, my business has kind of come to a sluggish point, but I think it will pick up. I really am involved in crafts majorly. Yeah, that is me, and I'm glad to be on this call.
Amazing stories. I think we have completed that round robin or the clock. So Cynthia, do you want to go ahead and explain why we are here, or do you want me to do it? I can do it.
I don't mind.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say I don't mind if you do it, but that's okay.
Oh,
I'll get it started, and then you can contribute as usual. Great.
yeah.
Well, ladies, we had started as we talked about putting together a group that we're calling Women of Impact, and we actually had an awards program this year in April that we recognized women that have made great achievements in certain areas. We had about, I guess, 36 that were nominated. And we did it like the Academy Awards, 3 in each category. And we chose one from each category to receive the primary award. Since then, we have stayed in touch with many of those women because we talked about from the beginning, we wanted them involved in helping to empower other women. Right now, we're looking to see what shape that will take. So we looked at establishing a Rotary action group around empowering women in some respect. And we found out about your organization. Although it's a fellowship group, it sounds like there's some synergy, and we want to see how we can work together. Are you guys a nonprofit organization? Do you have what we call in America 501c3 for nonprofit in case people donate to you? Or are you working as a straight fellowship?
Flavia,
Thank
do you
you,
want to take?
Cynthia. We are registered as a fellowship at Rotary International, and even here we are registered as a fellowship,
Okay.
just like any other club. So we are trying to register as as per the requirements of Rotary clubs with the Uganda Registration Bureau, but we are a fellowship.
Okay, fellowship. So, so do you take donations from organizations
Yes,
to
we do.
help with your operations?
Yes, we do.
Do they get tax benefit from like tax write-offs? Do you guys have taxes there that you have to fill out a form every year for the government?
Yes, because we have also we do now as a requirement by the URSB, that's the Registration Bureau, we need to file returns. So
Okay.
once we register, as has been advised, then we shall be able also to file at least returns.
Okay. All right. And activities. Have you had activities? I know you said you've been in existence about 3 years. Have you had activities as a group around women's empowerment?
We've had several activities. Actually, I think the activities peak before we mentioned the word fellowship. We
Okay.
have had activities in mentorship. We, especially because we are formed during COVID, our core activity then was to
Okay.
mentor girls, and there were a lot of teenage pregnancies here. So our impact was really felt in the mentorship. And also our road tractors, I think our country was the longest country which was locked down for almost 2 years. So we had a session with road tractors, taking on road tractors and giving them, mentorship sessions. But we also do mostly advocacy. We do advocate for, services for women, especially in communities where there's a lot of gender-based violence, mental health, We do camps, Rotary Health camps, similar to Rotary Family Health Days. And we also mark other days like the International Day of the Girl Child. We do have self-help programs just as for ladies, professional development, master classes, that kind of thing.
Are you doing both in person, and do you use something like Zoom to interface? Is everything in person?
Because of COVID, obviously we had to adjust. We used a lot of Zoom then, but we realized that at times it's important to, have one-on-one. So we have those sessions. It's a hybrid kind of. We have meetings at least once in a month where we get physical meetings, but most of the time, and based on the fact that we also have people out of the country or out of reach, we use Zoom.
Okay.
To interact, yeah.
Are all of you part of the same Rotary Club?
No, the beauty about the fellowship, we are diverse. So we have
the ladies on this line.
We are different Rotary clubs.
You're in different Rotary clubs. Okay, great.
Yes. So we have, actually, we are different Rotary clubs from, Uganda has 2 Rotary districts.
Okay.
So we have District 9214 represented, and we also have District 9213 represented.
Okay. All right.
But our vision, we envision, we want to grow out of Uganda. And that's why we positioned ourselves at the RI convention to, we wanted to grow chapters. So this call was really something for us to see how we can grow out of Uganda. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very good. Cynthia, what else did you want to add about what we're trying to do? And then we'll talk about our next steps.
Yeah, so the Rotary Action Group and Rotary Fellowship Group. So you are a fellowship group, right? So I really would like to know the difference because they are doing most of the stuff that an action group is doing.
Right.
So I'm kind of confused,
Right.
And Flavia, you also mentioned that your club is trying to register, not the club, the fellowship group is trying to register. So what else is pending for the registration? I mean, if you are a fellowship group, legally as a fellowship group, will you be getting a 501c3 was the question.
See, I didn't get the last part of the question.
So
it's raining
when
heavily, sorry, my side, so
yeah,
I didn't get the last part.
Yeah, so when you're registered as a fellowship group, do you get a 501c3?
Yes, we shall get that.
Okay, so you did not get it yet.
But I think I wanted to address where the confusion comes in. A Rotary Action Group, I think a Rotary Action Group is based on people's expertise. If you're like, for example, technocrats, maybe like doctors or engineers, then you can have the Rotary Action Group. For the fellowship, it's about the passion. And I think now we have a shared passion between your action group and the fellowship. So I think it's for us now to find ways of how we can collaborate together, because what you do in the action group is what we do in the fellowship, because we are passionate about, empowering others as well. So I think it's just for us now to find that middle ground, how we can, work together. When we do the registration, I'm sure it shall come with all those. Yeah, I'm not too sure yet, but I think we can update you. We discussed this in the meeting we had this morning with the team, and I think it's going to be a priority for us to do that registration. Yeah.
Yeah, so for us, basically, we are a group unofficially, but officially, if we have to become a group, we have to submit all these bylaws, and which you already have. Anyways, I've seen your website. But for us, to raise funds from different corporates, we would be needing 501(c)(3). That is something that is, gives them tax exempt for us to provide a tax exempt form or something similar to the corporations or people who are donating to our group. So that's the main reason why we were wanting to register legally so that we can raise funds legally. Um, but when we reached out to our the RI group, Rotary International, they mentioned that there is already a fellowship group. Why don't you join with them? And so that's why we wanted to ask if your group is able to meet our requirements, the requirements of a 501(c)(3, and then so on and so forth. Right, Cynthia? Am I correct or?
Yes. I think, yes, we need to just get a better understanding, I think, of your structure and our structural need here. And if it's the same, that's perfect. I'm thinking, and I'm just thinking aloud now, we might could join in the fellowship and still have a separate 501(c)(3 here. Okay,
Yeah.
to meet the requirements that we have of corporations wanting to donate or individuals
Mhm.
wanting to donate.
Yeah,
And we can work
exactly.
with each other through global grants if we needed to, or just through our fellowship structure.
Yeah.
Alternatively,
So
you
that,
could also send those requirements so
Mm-hmm.
that we can pass them via our legal team,
Okay.
and they could probably advise better.
Okay. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
should I send it to you and then you can send it to your legal team? Okay. Okay. That'll be great. So do you guys have a regular meeting schedule right now? Or you just call it when you want to start working on something?
We have actually just, I think Kimberly talked about it. We have just gotten more new people on board, a new executive on board. It started a bit later than usual,
Okay.
but we have a program lined up for the whole
Okay, I think you were
annual
breaking,
general
but
meeting.
okay, sorry,
Mm.
you broke off there, but my assumption is that you do have an agenda for the entire year. Um, yeah, okay. So then, um, I'm
Is that
just thinking,
something is that something
yeah,
you'd be willing to share with us, Flavia? Your agenda when it's approved for the year?
I can share with you the program because we
Mhm.
have already our strategy plan. So it's just extracting what we follow each and every
Okay.
year. So I can
Okay.
share that with you.
That would be great
Yes.
because we're still developing ours. We meet every third Thursday morning at 8 o'clock on Zoom with the women that we're trying to shape our plans with. So we could send you guys that link if you want to just join in and listen or participate until we really decide how best it is for us to work together. So right now, what we're doing is like we went around to kind of talk about each of us. We have one person each month that takes the time to give us their background so we can learn more about skills, abilities, and interests. I heard a saying when I was at the college, you see my glory, but you don't know my story. So what we're doing is saying, we know how much you have accomplished. We know what your resume says, but basically, how did you get there? And what are some important life um, experiences that you've had that you want to share that would help us to know you better. So that's what we're doing. And then we also take time to talk about maybe what is the next issue we want to look at, or what concerns we have about where we're going. One of the issues that we're talking about right now is menopause,
Great
and
topic.
addressing that as an issue. One of the ladies who was recognized
Very,
in April really talked about that was an issue close to her heart. So she's introduced us to an organization that talks with businesses and makes presentations around the country. So we're thinking about doing a seminar on menopause, and our first one will be online so that people from around the world could join us. But they have quantified this in terms of productivity, that businesses lose productivity when they don't address, I guess, the needs of women going through this phase of life. Some quit, some are just out days. And, to try to sensitize people and also to just help women to understand what this phase of life is and what you might go through and what resources there are to help for those that have extreme symptoms, of menopause. So that's one of the first things that we're working on right now.
I think that would love to be part of it. As a way, as to start off this friendship, we would love to be part of your conversations over there. And I think, likewise, we'll also invite you when we usually have monthly meetings.
Okay.
We can arrange also to have them, on Zoom so that we can connect on that level. But we
Okay.
also do a lot of support activities.
Yeah.
For example, this month we're supporting cancer. We have a cancer run every year. And the fellowship is going to be really playing an active role in that activity. But besides that, every month we have also these talks. And the talk you're
Okay.
talking about is also very common to us,
Okay.
most of us here. So I think we would love to plug into your talks as well. Yeah.
Oh, we like that. That's great. Olga has her hand up. Olga, do you
Thank
have a
you.
question or a comment?
Thank you. I think actually Flavia has said it, but I agree that talking about menopausal is really pertinent right now. I think in our society, it is kind of ignored. We don't want to realize it. I forgot to mention I'm also unmarried. I don't have children. And the tendency is that you fear you've reached the no-go area. So I think it will be a good opportunity for us to collaborate and, exchange environmental ways. I learned after trying to look around, experiencing some symptoms that there are even groups. There are even, what do you call them? Sufferers groups. Is it sufferers groups on website where you can go and get help? But this would be a platform we could use to help women around the world, and probably have something that people can refer to. Yeah, right there.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that input. Thank you.
Yeah, so Cynthia, what I feel is that I'm also taking notes. I'm going to post it in the smaller group soon. Um, what I feel is that right now we should pursue getting to know each other. And us as a group can be a part of a fellowship, and we can also register as a different entity over here. Because for us, legally raising funds is the main criteria that we have to register. So I'm thinking that we can do both. Because as a Rotary Club, we can also be a member of other fellowships or other RAGs groups, right? So we can always become a group or a counterpart for this fellowship group. But at the same time, we need to pursue legally how we can, as women of impact, we get registered over here in US. That's what I first personally feel. And then so Flavia, yes, okay, thank you, Olga. I totally understand.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
uh,
We'll have this as a recording too that we will send to you guys, and you
mhm.
can share with those that either have to drop off or were not able to join today. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And few other things, next steps, Olga, I would say is maybe once you share with us your monthly meetings schedule and all that, we can have one introductory session about each group's activities. Right now, we introduced each other. That's very well. But I think we need to dig deeper into each group's activities so that we will find that common ground for us all to work together. I can take 2 minutes. Cynthia, do you have a few more minutes or should we close it by 9?
I have 9:07.
I
So
know.
so
Yeah. So
we could if people have a couple more minutes, fine. I'm thinking as professional women, you probably have bios too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we could also exchange bios that we could share because when we get together, it takes a lot of time initially for everybody to go around. We needed to do that this morning. But when we
Yeah.
join our two meetings together, it may be, that'll take up all of our time, for us to everybody to do the detailed introduction. But it will be good for everybody to know something about the great work that you guys are doing and the impact, to know about your lives. So
Yeah.
if you don't mind, maybe to just send to Cynthia's address. Cynthia um, can be
I'll
our
give it.
point of contact. Uh, or if you send it to Flavia, and then Flavia can send all of them to Cynthia. And then we'll send ours to Cynthia and she'll send ours to Flavia so that you will
Okay.
have information on the women here and we'll have information on you. And we can put it even in an electronic file or something so that when we add new people, we'll just be able to add to that in terms of bios. And as we network even individually and build relationships, we'll have contact information with each other that if there's some synergy with one or another, like Sid wanting to get with you, Kimberly, more, I think uh,
Yeah.
to talk more, that you could talk one-on-one too about some other things. So I'd like to see that if that's good with everybody. Are you comfortable?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. One more thing, Cynthia, is maybe we should have bi-monthly or monthly meet with you all, or do you wanna join our meeting? How do we want to do it, Cynthia? Because we have to continue this interaction. So from September onwards, do we also invite everybody here for our monthly meeting?
Would love
I,
to join the monthly meeting.
okay. Did you say
I
yes?
don't know about the rest of. Sorry, I think you had Rachel referring to us as roses. We are called roses. We call ourselves roses.
Oh,
So,
roses.
Okay.
Oh,
so we are
okay.
roses of Rotary. So
Yes.
but we'd
Oh,
really love to be part of, yeah.
okay. All right. Oh, we like
Okay.
that. So we can give you the information about linking with us. And
Mhm.
again, it's
Okay.
8 o'clock our time. So that's 3 o'clock your time, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But we'll give you the schedule.
So
It's the third
yeah. So
Thursday of every month. But we'll
I'll
give you
send that.
the. Go ahead,
Okay. I'll
Okay.
Cynthia.
send that meeting. I'll send the meeting invite. So basically, I'm just putting next steps together for us to exchange bios of each other groups, and then also start interacting with each other and join each other's meetings. So first, probably Olga, if you guys have any online sessions coming up before September 3rd week, please do invite us over. Or we can have a separate session just to talk about the activities of the groups itself, um, the pain points. So that's one thing. Then the third one is we need to know your legal status and how we can become a chapter. So that would be the third one. And then the fourth one would be for us to, if we have to fill up a form or do any initiative to, get there, send those also with that legal status and details. So I think those are the four things that I thought of. Anything else that anybody wants to add?
It's well captured.
We can start
Okay.
with that, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll put those in our minutes of the meeting too. Whatever I just mentioned, the four things that we will be needing. And I'll also exchange emails. If you want me to add you all in the smaller group, or I can make Flavia the admin, and then Flavia can add you in the RAGS inquiry group. First, let's go ahead and get started with that, and then we can have a larger
Sure.
group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Great.
So,
Thanks.
Cynthia, I think that's about it from me. And but one last thing is, Kimberly, there are millions and billions of grants out there, especially for Africa and Uganda too. I know that they are being availed by a lot of organizations and a lot of companies too in Africa. I don't know how much of it is being directed to your country, but maybe us as a Rotary, different groups, we can work together in identifying one of those bigger major grants and apply
Yeah.
for it.
Sounds great.
Yeah, that's one thing that we can definitely work together on.
Okay, great.
Great.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, thank you,
All right.
ladies, for making time for us, and especially on our quick notice. As you can see, we have some sense of urgency, to try to see who's doing what, and we don't want to duplicate, but we want to join if we can.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do, get women around the world, to
Yeah.
join in on continuing. And we hope we're making some difference with women here in America soon with an election. We're non-political.
Oh, we are following closely.
We're non-political.
Yeah, it's not,
We
we
are following closely.
So
We hope for the best.
we hope for the best. We hope for the best. And I guess it's whatever your thought is, what is the best. But anyway, we are trying to make a difference where we can with women.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law passed a couple of years back, and she looked at us one day and told my husband, "The world will never get right till a woman's in charge."
Got that right.
So we think about that all the time, and everything we do. But she was, she was kind of low key herself, but very firm. And she said, "The world
Yes.
will get right
She's
till a woman
she's
gets it."
firm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Sorry, one last question. Is there a different name for, are you just called as Women of Impact um, group, or do you have a name for?
Rotary Fellowship for Empowering Women.
But at
Rotary
RI, we are
Fellowship?
registered as Empowering Women Fellowship. So it's the same.
Yeah.
Empowering Women Fellowship. Rotary
Yes.
here,
Empowering
we
Women.
call ourselves Rotary Fellowship Empowering Women.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Be happy to induct you as our roses. We are all here white roses because we are Rotarians. We are female Rotarians. We have our red rose is the chairperson, and that is Kimberly now taking
Oh,
on
okay.
Dorcas. And
Okay.
then we are diverse. We also, there are some men who really want to support us as women in empowering girls and women.
Yes.
So we call them the blue roses. And then we
Oh.
have Inner Wheel. We also contacted the Inner Wheel. They're the orange roses. We have Retractors, pink roses. And we have also corporate, sponsors, green roses and the like. So we are proudly happy to associate with you, our white roses.
Awesome.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That'll be great. Yeah. So, all right, then I have the recording. I have the I've been streaming it online, so we have that also. I'll send you the YouTube link. You can look at it for later, and then we'll get started. And if we are able to have a meeting before September third Thursday of the month, then yes, definitely, let's go ahead and collaborate and then work on that. But if not, we will all talk on third Thursday of September, 8
Oh,
a.m.
good. Great.
Yes,
Thank you.
which would be
All
3
right.
Thank you
a.m.
very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You guys have a
All right.
blessed
You too.
Thank
Have a
you.
good weekend too.
Thank you, ladies.